Already? Alright, I think we're going. So we're just going to discuss the ban list because we have nothing better to do.
Pretty much what everyone wants to see at the moment, talking about the new ban list, what's hot, what's not.
So we start with Chaos Emperor Dragon being put at 3. No, we don't. We start at Dragon's Ravine being banned.
Nobody saw this coming at all.
I think a ban was kind of harsh.
Ban was off the radar. I mean, people could see this going to 2 just to hurt
2 to
the
1.
deck.
But a ban. That's mean. Kills Dragoonides.
It reminds me a lot of when they hit plants a couple formats ago. They just demolished. They just banned Spore, banned Lobbob, and the next format, Spore came straight back. I think we're going to see the same thing, but I don't think Ravine's going to go back to 3, probably to 1.
2, I think 2.
But I don't think it's going to stay completely banned for long.
Yeah. So yeah, there's not much to talk about that. It's pretty rude, but Dragoonid players are going to have to find something else to
I'm
do.
I'm sure there is something else out there that makes the Dragoonid deck work.
I mean, they've got Dragon Shrine and they've got Foolish Prayer. They've got plenty of ways to dump stuff. I think it was just a consistent rotor that helped the deck. I mean, when I played the deck before, back when Gold Sight was at 3 and Tempest and all that, the deck was just so consistent. And yeah, that's the only thing that's really hurting Dragon's Ravine. I mean, even if it was at 1, they could still triple terraforming for it. But yeah, so I guess we just talk about, we'll just skim over Return from the Different Dimension. There's no reason to talk about this card. Everyone knows why it was banned.
One other one of those 1-card win condition cards. Just go buy, no one cares. Self-destruct button. Now this is a card I am absolutely glad to see is gone from this game.
It's because it makes it tight, doesn't it? That's the same.
Basically, you activate it, the game ends in a draw. Too many people would go OTK with something like Exodia or Burn, and then the next 2 games in a row, draw till they go into time, and then they win because they won that first match by OTK.
Yeah, that's retarded.
It was a really, really low way to play, but it did work.
Yeah.
So, thankfully, that thing is gone.
And 6 cents, unfortunately, is gone, but we all know it needed to go.
Everyone knew that was only going to last the 1 format. Like, seriously, guys.
I liked it, but I never had any luck. So yeah, that's it for the Forbidden cards. Not really much to talk about besides like Dragon's Ravine. The rest are pretty obvious, except for like Self-Destruct button and Malware, but it makes sense. So on to the Limited, we have like all the big dragon rules.
We have Blaster, Tempest, Tidal, and Redox.
They all just needed to go to 1. Really, they can't.
Konami is putting the deck down. It is not coming back from this.
There is a variance, but there is like a video on YouTube of some dude just OTKing under the new list, but I don't know how consistent that is. I think it's just all a bunch of draw power and just tutoring for the dragons until they get it, and then they just OTK you because they're retardedly OP. But them at 1.
They had 2 formats, come on, they had 2 formats.
Yeah, they did. They hit the original deck and original iteration, and while the big dragons are at 3, like I always said, as long as those dragons are at 3, they will always be a deck. Especially with cards like Dragon's Ravine and like their draw power, like those cards.
Personally, I felt they could have gone to 2, but putting them to 1 leaves no hope at all for any dedicated ruler strategies to come back.
Yeah,
the deck's had its time to shine now. Move over.
Debris Dragon, I think that's because they put Lonefire to 2.
Most likely.
Just
Lonefire coming back, Debris had to go.
Yeah.
Just way it goes.
Magician of Faith, everyone's freaking out about this card. The card's only as good as the spell cards are in the format.
Oh, this reminds me a hell of a lot of when BLS came off the list. Everyone just freaked out, and then look where BLS is now.
It's not in top strategies, but it probably will be in
the only deck I see running Magician of Faith is Spellbooks.
Yeah.
Only deck I can see it.
And they can't search for it either, and that's what the deck does. They have to draw it.
It doesn't matter. It is a spellcaster. It puts the cards on, activates, like, not activates, but lets you use all the other spell cards effects, and does get something back, which is a nice bonus to the deck.
Yeah.
It does do what the deck wants. It's a bit slower, but it does do.
Yeah, well, the deck's gonna be slower now because they don't have Fate to defend everything because it's at 1. Redox, Tempest, Tidal, we've discussed these. On to spells, Divine Wind of the Mist Valley, that had an OTK, I think that's why that's...
It did have an OTK, well, that was the reason Genex Alley Birdman got banned, but once Dancer came out into the TCG, it had to go. It was still doing just too many pluses in the decks like Harpies and such.
Yeah, I'm glad the card got limited. Final Countdown.
Another random hit, similar to the self-destruct button.
Yeah, this card is retarded. Final Countdown is just retarded. I hate that deck. Fuck you, Konami, for making those decks exist. But I'm thankful they got rid of Final Countdown. Because now they can't even search it because Gold Suck's still limited.
Between the 3 alternate win condition decks, Exodia, Countdown, and Burn, Countdown was the one I preferred to play against. I hate playing against Exodia and Burn.
Yeah, but Countdown's so annoying because you have to wait 20 turns for them to kill you. Unlike Exodia, they kill you in like 2 turns. It's okay.
Yeah, but
you move on with your day. You don't have to wait for like half an hour.
That's true. That's true.
Sacred Swords, they just killed dragons. They didn't want any remnants of the deck coming.
Well, got to remember, it is
an Allure of Darkness.
It's very similar to Allure of Darkness,
and it hits cards on the field.
That too, yeah.
So it's like better, really. And it sets searches off, but yeah, Allure of Darkness
it doesn't anymore.
But like Sacred Sword, well, it still technically sets searches off. Allure of Darkness, by memory, never set searching off. Spellbook of Fate. They had to keep the Spellbook deck in check.
Something had to happen to Spellbooks eventually. Judgment was banned because it was Judgment. This is hitting it because this is what the deck actually needs to be hit.
Yeah. Spellbook of Fate just covered too much ground.
But at least this way there's no more endless recycling of it with Eternity. That is why they put it to 1 and not 2.
Yeah.
You cannot banish it for itself.
Well, most players only run 2. You only need 2.
I know, but now you can't banish it.
Yeah. Well, you can banish it, but you just have to play smarter with it, and you can't go fate something in your turn and fate something in their turn. You can only fate, like...
It's going to be interesting to see what Spellbook players start to adapt to as their main removal card.
I think they'll just play...
Phoenix Wind Blast, maybe?
Just more traps. And on the subject of traps, none of the big 4 traps came back. I thought maybe Compulse could come back, but...
Nah, all the staple cards are showing well and truly banned. As we can see, nothing's come back. Konami seems pretty happy with them.
Yeah, I don't think Konami likes staples.
No, I don't think it does either. Well, if you read their articles on the Konami website about why they made the ban list in the first place, it was because decks were becoming, the first 22 cards were all the staple spell and traps. With Pot of Greed, Harpy's Feather Duster, blah blah blah. And just when you built a deck, it was those cards. That's why there's a ban list.
Yeah. Chaos Sorcerer and Linefire Blossom. Chaos Sorcerer, pretty obvious.
The semi-limit Chaos Sorcerer.
The era of Chaos is back.
Oh yeah.
Love it.
The era of attributes is over and bring back the light and dark.
Well, that's
Yay.
Back
to Chaos.
Yeah, Chaos probably for the next 6 years until they...
Chaos Dragon player here, guys.
Well, come on. What, like last format, the only attribute deck was wind-ups, and they didn't really do anything towards the attributes. All year it's been attributes. I'm not saying Chaos should be back, but, like... It's nice.
You're not upset that is back.
Oh, no, I'm not upset, man. I love having 2 Chaos.
Well, what do we got? We got 3 Plague Spreader, 3 Mizuki.
Zombies, man. Zombies are
and now Chaos Sorcerer. Like, come on. Was it necessary to bring back so much good stuff?
They could have brought back Chaos Emperor Dragon. It can't be that bad.
Chaos Emperor Dragon will not come back while Light Pulsar Dragon is a thing. It will not happen.
So many bad combos. Look out for Chaos Sorcerer. It doesn't really do that much. It's just a 1-for-1 removal that can have a bit of synergy with the deck. And Linefire Blossom, I think that's just to push Shinras.
Yeah, pushing all the new plant stuff. Man, got to watch out for that Shinra archetype. It does have a lot of potential behind it.
It just doesn't really do much at the moment. Until it gets new cards, they'll give us something retarded.
Probably some secret rare will break the deck.
Like
we know how it all happens.
Bujins are getting a card that banishes that copy out of the whole deck, man. That's retarded. That's gonna give them the edge over Gravekeepers, banishing spies and shit. It's gonna be hard.
It's pretty damn good. I'll give it that much.
Yeah, so that's it for semi limits. For no longer on the list, Arcor Christia. No one.
I don't think this will see play at 3, to be honest.
2.
Not even in dedicated fairy decks. I think maybe 2.
2. Yeah, I think 2's the number.
Mizuki and Plague Spreader both at 3.
Plague Spreader can go to 3. No one will run 3.
Within 6 months, we've seen these guys go from to be both limited, they were that good, to now being both at 3. And at the same time as Malicious is at 3, and Emergency Teleport's at 3. Can anyone else just say Teledad is coming back?
Well, not really, because Dad's still at 1, but...
Who cares? There's now more than enough level 8 synchros to just be abusive as hell.
Oh, yeah, dude.
I mean, we've now got Angel of Zero and Crimson Blader to add to that list. Yeah, they all need a bit of chaos, and it's bullshit. It really is. There's a deck there for sure.
Yeah, I'm looking into the deck, but yeah, Mizuki at 3. I don't know about Mizuki at 3. It's kind of scary. Plague Spreader Zombie, it can go to 3. It won't do it. Most people only play 2 because in dedicated zombie strategies, you got like Book of Life, Mizuki. You got its own effect. You can bring it back with Levier. There's like 4 or 5 different ways you can just abuse the card. See, 3 doesn't matter. TG Striker. TGs haven't done anything.
TG Striker off the list. I mean, what happened? It's been just way too long. TG Striker has been on this list. People have been crying for it to come back.
I think, but the time of TG,
including AZNIs. I mean, even he's wanted it back.
I don't think TG Striker is going to do anything in the meta.
I think TG Stun might be a viable deck next this format, this new format.
It depends how its Burgeon style matchup is going to be.
Well, we're looking at a lot of slow control decks relying on monster effects, Gravekeeper's Fire, Fierce Boogians. A TG Stun playing Skill Drain could be a very viable strategy.
See, I don't know why they didn't hit Skill Drain. That card is like...
Well, they did hit Soul Drain, they hit Macrocosmos, they hit all those kind of traps.
It's like Skill Drain is like the only drain at 3. Well, Mind Drain, but no one plays that.
Mind Drain doesn't do anything.
But like, it wrecks the decks they're trying to promote, like Burgeons and Noble Knights. They're and Zombies, kinda. Like, Konami is riding Burgeon's dick so hard. I mean, they put Tenki to 3. That's just obvious that they're just trying to get Burgeons to sell because Burgeons are shit. They're getting so much broken support. Until Legacy of the Valiant, the deck is terrible. Like,
I think Bujins and Noble Knights are just like getting so much support that it's going to be nearly impossible to not have a top deck out of them. There's just that many cards.
I mean, Noble Knights seem it's a bit more balanced because they have to work for their equips, but Bujins, they have 3 Tenki. They have Bear that
they've been getting support over the last couple years in booster releases. I mean,
Noble Knights. Yeah,
it's just coming out. There's gonna be something happen sooner or later.
Yeah, they're gonna give him like Noble Knight Judgment or something. This is my favourite Tour Guide from the Underworld at 3.
Oh no! Nobody saw this coming.
No way.
Man, the banning of Sangan, the semi-limiting of Tour Guide at first. Everyone saw that coming.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, that was gonna happen, but what? Back to 3?
Well, Sangan's banned.
You've got 2 of us. You've got that Night Assailant. You've got a bunch of viable targets.
Yeah, I know, but the engine, like, what was the last deck that topped with like the engine was wind-ups, and
it doesn't matter. Tour Guide, just why back at 3?
Well, think about it. What decks like the top decks are obviously going to be Noble Knights and Burgeons, and because those decks are getting support. Constellas basically are the same. Like those 3 decks, they're going to be the top tier, and none of them are going to run Tour Guide.
But still, why?
To test it, I guess. Like the card dies to Maxine Effect Veiler, and finish chain.
So does Chaos Emperor and Dragon.
Yeah, but Chaos Emperor and Dragon is recruitable by like Pulsar and searchable. Tour Guide isn't searchable anymore.
True.
They have to see these things. I mean, the format's only for 3 months. If Tour Guide is the broken card it was 2 years ago.
Yeah, that's true. They can go back. But yeah, these 3-month formats, I think they're good. Yeah. I mean, we get a major boost release every 3-4 months.
So it keeps decks in check.
It's going to be a lot. They're taking a leaf out of Magic the Gathering's book. A new set comes out, everything, and all the cards get mixed up because of their standard format. I think it's going to be the same thing here. We get a new card, and then all these new things happen. It's going to be good.
I just hope they slow Bujins down before Legacy of the... Primal Origins, because they're getting so much retarded support in that set. Bujin Peacock, Bujin Hare.
That Bujin Hare is scary, man.
Yeah, that card is like a Stardust Dragon.
Spark Dragon.
Yeah. And Bujin Peacock's just the rotor, and they've already got 3 Tenki and a Bear, and 3 Potted Duality. The deck's going to be so consistent.
Just amazed they made it this long.
And the deck's just going to be still shit because DNA Surgery is a card. But anyway, M7 to 3. I don't know why it was limited.
It was limited because of Gust Kraken and Mine Augur. But now that they're both limited, let's have M7 back. Constellas are getting a bump, man.
Yeah. And Constella's also get an indirect bump by Tenki. Now, I don't like Tenki at 3. I don't like Tenki at 3. That's
no. It could have stayed at 2, I think. 2 was a fair number.
2 was fair because it's not rotor level yet.
No, there's not enough viable targets to search. I mean, Tenki has there's about 90 or so Beast Warriors, I think, about that where it can search, but out of them, what's worth searching? I mean, you got One-Up Rabbit, Bear,
Yamato,
Chaos, Yamato, and Mizuchi.
Yeah.
Like, there's there's only somewhere between 5 and 10 that are worth searching. Probably more Fire Fist monsters I missed.
Yeah.
And that Fire King
and
Barong.
Wolfbark, that's searching.
Yeah, like there's probably about 10 worth searching.
Yeah. Oh, and that Assault Beast if you're a tosser and play Assault Beast.
Oh, come on, Stardust Assault Mode is a fun deck to play.
No, it's not fun to verse.
Okay, it's fun to play.
I haven't played it, but
There's something satisfying about just being like, negate. Oh,
yeah,
wait, what?
So
Negate.
the only issues I have with this ban list is the banning of Ravine and Tinky. I think those it's too harsh, and they're obviously.
Personally, I don't think Ravine's going to stay banned, and I don't think Tinky's going to stay at 3.
No, Tinky will.
Tinky may lose to a lot of cards that are being played, like Rajiki Break, Phoenix Swing, Wing Blast, MST, Dustinator, any of that chainable stuff. But still, why 3?
Dude, it's reusable with Pleiades. It can be launched off by Bear to pop stuff and Gorilla. So the card is more versatile than Rhoda, but Rhoda searches a lot more. See, if Rhoda didn't have the big card pool, it'd probably be at 3 as well.
Yeah, Rhoda searches like something like over 300 guys. It's pretty crazy. And that's pretty much it for the limited list, man. Some decks that are going to look crazy next week.
Boojins are the absolute standout.
Boojins are looking insane. Now, if this new Gravekeeper support doesn't turn out to be some stupidly hard shit to get, like all secret rares or anything, they look like they have a serious contender.
Yeah, I think Gravekeepers have the matchup.
Using Gravekeepers, your opponent cannot banish any of the Boojin monsters. I mean, that is a huge benefit against that deck.
I thought they could banish themselves for their own effect.
Cards in either player's graveyard cannot be banished.
No.
Also happens to stop chaos. Just saying.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, they've got one that protects it, so stuff like...
you can't even activate another field spell over it.
Yeah, so if dragons were still a thing, dragons wouldn't be able to use this stuff. Spellbooks are going to have a hard time against that deck.
I think Spellbooks will adapt. They only did lose 1 card.
I think they're going to have a bad matchup against Gravekeepers because of Necro Valley.
But they don't rely on Fate anymore.
I guess, but...
There's got to be something else they can do.
Yeah, the deck has plenty of tricks. They got enough. They got just as much support as.
There's still the Reaper Turbo build that didn't really get touched at all.
Yeah, that's inconsistent as fuck.
Still fun to play.
Yeah, I mean the current build, the stun build is probably where it's going to go. It's probably going to just be like that deck can adopt. Like, if you remember the original build, it was just spam priestess, and now then the deck.
Well, spam priestess still works.
But then the deck adopted to stopping dragon rulers in March, and then the deck lost its horrible dragon matchup, and that was like what was keeping it back.
Also, guys, if you have a chance, buy this card. Buy this card and side it in everything.
Yugioh Karakuri, that's another thing that's going to be very good.
Just in everything.
Yugioh
The
Karakuri.
Cyber deck is coming out, guys. Gigiyas, Karakuris, Machinists. All these cards did not get touched, and then Cybers are coming out.
How did Karakuris manage to... Konami hate OTK decks.
This card is either going to get outright banned, or is going to be fucking amazing.
Well, it's amazing against and in Cyber Dragons. That card will get banned if the Cyber Dragons...
In Cyber Dragons, man, they just use it to load their graveyard, and then they summon the Cyber Dragons back. That deck is another one to watch out for. Capable of wins out of nowhere.
Yeah, if Future Fusion was still around, oh my god. That deck would be insane.
I think Lightsworns are going to be coming out fighting.
Yeah.
I also think that since Dragunity's got hit, someone's going to go around messing around that build, and I think something viable is going to come out of there.
Yeah.
I mean, ever since the deck got released, because the way it was released, the way it works so fluently together, nobody bothered trying to change much at all. The only change I've ever seen happen to that deck was Tempest coming out. And all that did was speed it up.
Yeah.
Now that Tempest is gone and Ravine is gone, there's a lot of potential as a combo deck right there. Something will happen.
There's not much you can combo in the deck. Like, I guess I haven't really played around many builds, but, like, I mean, the only good normal summonable ones are Legionnaire and Ducks. The rest are pretty horrible.
That was just in the deck as it ran now. There's got to be some potential there.
Well, I know there's the Blue Eyes variant. You can run the Blue Eyes.
Oh yeah, Trade and Cards of Constance are pretty speedy cards.
Yeah, and they still got Sacred Swords. I mean, you could probably still chuck the Dragon Rollers in there.
Yeah, I suppose you could.
Just
run
for
one of the viable decks that can still run it because it runs a lot of dragons.
Yeah.
There is a way to summon them.
Yeah, so for top tier, definitely Constella's, Boojin, and what was the other one?
Probably Cybers and Gravekeepers and Lightsworns.
Post Valiant, Gravekeepers would be tier 1 as well, I'd say.
I think that, but we can't count out Mermouths. I mean, they didn't exactly get a hit, Although
they-
Tidal did slow it down.
They did lose title and they lost draw power if they ran the draw power
But
engine.
I guess you can just go back to one of the old Billy Brake builds. I mean, they had a lot of success.
Yeah, but apparently that Bujin matchup's horrible.
Yeah, it's not the easiest.
Yeah. Yeah, and what else? And Gravekeepers would be a fucking horrible matchup as well.
Oh, not as bad as Bujins.
No.
Gravekeepers can't just like negate. Oh, actually they can. Fuck.
Yeah, they can now.
They can with the new support.
But Mermails are like Karakuri. They're never gonna get hit. But
To the point where they're dead.
Yeah, they're always going to be a deck that's viable because they lose to like basic stuff like.
Personally, I'm updating my chain beat deck and playing that. I absolutely love it, this format. It's slow enough to be able to hold off against stuff like Light Swarms and the Cybers and stuff, but still, it's good enough as a control deck that it can out-control Gravekeepers and it can out-control Bujins.
I'm
Just watch out for that OTK if you're playing Black Garden. Like, seriously, don't use that against Bujins.
Yeah.
They will destroy you.
I have been enjoying my Chaos deck is great with 3 tour guys. The deck's basically back to what it was a year ago.
A couple of years ago, I think.
It was.
It's nearly back at full power.
It's back. Yeah, still missing a Red Eyes, Sangan, and Future Fusion. We'll never get those back.
Future Fusion won't come back anytime soon.
I honestly think that Chaos Dragon's sitting at a solid tier 1-5. The only thing is they have a horrible Gravekeeper matchup. Post Legacy of the Valiant, I'll probably put the deck down because it won't be viable against Gravekeepers.
Between Lila, Rako, and MSTs, you probably could get rid of that Necro Valley before it's too much of a problem.
I know, yeah, but like I have Constellas. I've been playing Constellas for 4 mats.
Constellas would have a decent matchup against Gravekeepers.
Oh, Constellas are going to be amazing this format. Because it's slow format. Pleiades is so good at controlling the board.
And we can't forget that stuff like Archlord, Christia, and Mizuki and that have come back. I mean,
Zombies will be very.
Vampires are the zombie cards. Don't ask me why. But Mizuki is an incredible support card for that archetype.
Vampires will be pretty good until people. I don't know if the deck.
I think they're going to be a rogue deck. They're going to have the potential to.
I think zombies.
And Infernities, once again. What happened to Barrier? Not only did you not hit Barrier, you released a new one for fucking Gravekeepers.
Infinities are good, but the thing with Infinities, they're too combo based. Like, they kind of lose to like if you interrupt their combos sometimes.
Yeah, but half the time you can't interrupt the combo when it just completely destroys
you.
You did that not long ago on Dev, bro.
Yeah, I said the replay. That was great. I think Infinities are going to be tier 1-5. I think Zombies are going to be tier 1-5 until the Gravekeeper stuff, and then they're probably going to get put down. I think Zombies will do very well the first couple of months, like maybe for the first month, and everyone will probably start jumping on Constellas and Bujins and that, and
basically, virtually every deck that was considered rogue this format, except for Evil Swarms. Evil Swarms, I don't have a good matchup against any of the decks that are probably going to be top.
No, I don't think Evil Swarms have it.
They're still a good deck, but no longer is it just sit on Ophion. You can't do anything.
Yeah.
Now we can do stuff.
But they are getting Extinction Knight and 101.
But Extinction Knight goes to everything, and so does 101.
But that deck can spam rank 4s pretty good.
Gadgets.
Gadgets. Oh, yeah, Gadgets.
Gadget's got a few nice new tricks.
Yeah, they're going to be good. Gadget's going to be good.
So I lost Shockmaster. Stuff it. I now have a Black Rose in the middle of your battle phase.
Yeah.
And I now have a monster that just steals your monsters.
People pick up Exceed Reborn. That card's going to be very good with Extinction Knight.
Personally, I think Exceed Reborn and Cyber Fortress Dragon are going to be... Chimera Tech Fortress Dragon, that's the one. Are going to be two of the best side deck cards this format.
Yeah,
they're going to be huge. But yeah, pretty much in finishing, point 1, Crush card did not come back.
It never will come back.
Oh, it could, but I'd like to see it come back. It'd be interesting, but it did not come back.
Oh, and limiter removal. Like, see, machines, man. Like, so what I think tier 1 are going to be Constellas, Bujins, and Gravekeepers post Legacy of the Valiant.
With Heavy Storm still gone, this is going to be a slow form. I don't see any OTK decks that can just overpower it yet. There's no deck like Dragons that just force through and not care.
So the only good OTK decks are Karakuri and Heretics, and
they're super fast OTKs, but they don't have the resilience Dragons.
Yeah, exactly. That's what.
So I think this deck format's going to slow down. It's going to be a lot of stun.
Hand battle traps, battle phase traps are going to be big.
God,
this
I'm
format.
sick of Kalute, Honest, and Crane. Just seriously, I'm sick of...
Honest to 3, come on, Konami.
Dude, can we just have, like, Honest, Crane, and Kalute, like, all banned? I'm sick of them.
Clearly
Seriously.
just went to 3 like a format.
Yeah, they can ban it again, I don't care.
Yeah, so in finishing, this has probably just been a rant. Wait, what do you think are going to be your tier decks? Like,
I'm pretty sure Mermails and Chainbeat are going to be my tier decks, but I'm experimenting with the Sylvans. And man, they have some potential. I am loving that deck. The best way I can describe that is a mix between Mermail Atlanteans and the Plants of Old. There's a mix between the two playstyles, and it's beautiful.
Something you'll enjoy. I have been enjoying zombies. They give me the swarming ability of Chaos Dragons, which I love, and I may pick up Infernities. I'm thinking of picking Infernities up because they give me the old combo-based strategy of Dragoonities. And I like just doing one combo and doing one thing and just blocking your opponent out. That is my playstyle. I like being a dick.
Dark Hole.
Dark Hole, I can just barrier that. And then
This here is the person that when playing Dark Worlds opens Heavy Storm 3 games in a row.
yeah.
He trolls the troll deck.
Yeah. Oh, Dark Worlds.
Dark Worlds are still viable. Like,
But they lose to the side deck.
they did get a third tour guide.
Yeah. I don't.
There's no deck that runs tour guide better than that deck does.
Yeah, good point, good point. Oh, Archfiends do too.
Not as good as that.
Yeah, good
like
point.
seriously. It's just not as good. There's nothing better than going tour guide into Brow, overlaying Levier, summon one of your banished guys, bounce for Grappa, discard that guy again.
Dark Worlds. Oh, they're getting support too.
Yes. Wait,
Yeah, in Primal Origins is going to be a very good set. I can tell.
I'm looking forward to it. Dark World support. What is happening?
I hate Dark Worlds. I hate them, but I love playing them. They're a deck that I have a love-hate relationship with.
But yeah, I guess we better finish this soon before we just keep going on. Basically, top 5 decks are going to be Cybers, Constellas, Boojins, Gravekeepers, and what was that last one?
Zombie Swarm / any Chaos variant is probably going to.
There's going to be Chaos decks around, but those 5 I think are going to be turning. But like I said,
Mermails,
and there is
Madolches. We keep forgetting there's so many viable.
There's so many viable
Harpies. Harpies are going to be good.
We haven't even talked about Blackwings except for the fact that Kalute needs to go banned.
Oh yeah, Blackwings are going to be good too because it's a slow form. There's so many viable decks, but I think same thing will happen. Everyone will drop those decks and go to Constellas and Versions, and then everyone will start selling Light Imprisoning Mirrors and DNA Surgeries. DNA Surgeries, good. Pick them up.
I found one of them the other day in my collection. I was just like, yes.
I'm definitely picking them up against.
Basically, right now, pick up side deck cards that are good against stun.
Yeah. And don't play Dark Worlds or Exodia.
Or Final Countdown.
You can't play Final Countdown.
Yeah, it's fucked, so don't play it anyway.
And let's... Oh, and one more thing. To all you idiots that keep saying bring back Elemental Hero Stratos, he can't come back. No way.
They unlimited 3 cards so they could ban Stratos. If they want to put him back, they have to ban those 3 again.
And I don't want to lose my Malicious because fuck you. I'm playing...
I mean, Malicious, D-Draw and a Hero's Live were on the list just because Stratos was off. About time we got D-Draw back, about time we got Malicious back, and about time we got a Hero's Live back.
If they want to bring out a Searcher for Elemental Heroes, give it 1500 attack and only when it's normal summoned. And don't let it pop back right, and it will be fine. It will be fine to be at 3. But anyway...
Maybe at 1.
Maybe at 1. No, I'd say 2. 2, like... But like, you get the idea.
Well, if they do that, can they just like ban Super Poly?
Super Poly's retarded. And we're not...
Super Poly's going to get a reprint, I'm sure.
Yeah, because
they just updated the text, if I remember rightly, so it needs a reprint now, so we all know what the text does.
Yeah. So yeah, in closing of our looking to the future discussion, because we have nothing better to do.
Just pick your favourite deck and make it work.
Except for Ice Barriers. Don't pick up Ice Barriers.
They're never going to work.
Oh, wind-ups. Like, oh no, I'm going to stop.
Yeah.
Thunder King needed to go to 2, Konami. This format's going to be search, Tenki, Rhoda, Boojin, Yamato, so much search. Anyway, we need to continue this video. And for you Light Swarm players, here's a little tip. Use Jane, because it kills Yamato.
Yeah,
Jane have to burn cranes. Anyway, we're going to stop doing it. We're going to stop. There'll probably be another video on...
Probably another continuation. Maybe a week or a couple of weeks into the format after we've done some testing.
Yeah. But yeah, Chaos strategies are looking very, very fine. Anyway,
look us up on DN and DevPro. If you catch us on there, give us a duel.
yeah.
My user's TuneStar Master. Hit me up anytime you want for a duel.
And if you see me chilling on DevPro, I'll probably be playing Infinities or Chaos. Because those are pretty fun decks. And yeah, all I gotta say is fuck Dark Worlds. Goodbye.
This is it for our future discussion from Team MST Negates.
Bye.
Like, subscribe and comment.
And remember to hate Dark Worlds.